How's it going, guys? And this is going to be an interesting kind of conversation, or more or less of a commentary. So it's very interesting to, go back and look through the E3 of the Bethesda's press conference that Todd Howard has talked about, specifically Fallout 76, and with his enthusiasm, what he has mentioned. Now, obviously, you can watch this live stream of him mumbling, pretty much lying as well most of the times, and for yourself, I will leave down links in the description. But I have taken out some of the quotes that he has taken, and well, you get where I'm going with this anyway. So, Todd Howard mentions this, I quote, all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology. It allows us to have a 16 times the detail and even view distance weather system across the map.
We start with the world, and this time it features all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology. It allows us to have 16 times the detail and even view distant weather systems across the map.
There's a glitch in the Matrix. It's actually, oh my god, it's just getting worse. In every direction, oh my god! The game is destabilizing! I'm walking into an invisible wall right now.
Lighting and landscape technology.
Tell me where that light is coming from, okay? It's like, you know what, Todd's like, you know what people like? God rays. God rays out of the fucking earth. That's what people like. God rays out of the earth. Like, oh my god. What is this fucking game? Like, what is this game? Oh my god. That's just, look at it, and it's disappeared.
It allows us to have 16 times the detail.
My water does not look particularly water-like. This is not rendering at all for me.
Uh-oh. And even view distant weather systems across the map.
Really? A fucking wall is the scenic cutscene? A fucking wall. I am either I must be a god. Apparently the shadows are based on where I'm looking. Alright, I am actually the sun.
While Fallout 76 can occasionally look decent, I'm not sure I've seen anything that looks 16 times more detailed than a past Bethesda's game. And many times it feels like it might even be a step back, like visually. Like, I have seen, I'll be honest, I have seen some of the fancy, lighting randomly shining out the side of the cliff faces rather than the actual sun. And even if you can see the weather system miles away, it doesn't seem to stop objects a few dozens feet away from popping into a frame constantly. Now, another one of the quotes Todd has mentioned, we have always wanted to tell that story of what it would be like for you and the other characters who were first to leave the vaults. But there is just one big difference with this game. Each of these characters is a real person.
I've always wanted to tell that story of what it would be like for you and the other characters who were first to leave the vaults. But there is one big difference with this game. It's that each of those characters is a real person.
Fallout 76 is the story of an insane man chasing quest markers around a map while pointless audio logs play in the background. You do not have any goals or direction, there are no characters to get you engaged or immersed in the game, just an endless series of quest markers to follow around.
Now we don't even have a conversation system, we just have really long audio logs.
Or real people.
Or you. Hi.
Hello.
What's your name?
This game is so empty and devoid of content. Just like my Tinder inbox.
So, it's fucking... We actually can't do the main story. Well, main story. We actually can't progress that because the fucking ticket dispenser's broken.
Playing a single-player game. Server not responding.
Can't do anything now, though, because the server's not responding. Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Hey! Put that...
Ooh, if I have to do that shit again!
Some smart boys out there have been digging around in the game's files and probing the networking. And it looks like Todd has goofed up pretty bad. The game's connection to the server and other players is not encrypted, meaning that you can not only get the IP address of everyone in a server, but you can also spoof packets in order to screw over other players, or even just forcibly disconnect them from the game. It also appears that the game has no client-side cheat detection, so script kiddies will be running rampant when the game comes out.
Shit.
My god. And Fallout 76 is entirely online. So here's where things start to get confusing. There was actually a huge audience pop when it was announced that Fallout 76 would be in online with the multiplayer, but I think automatically assumption at that moment was that Fallout 76 was either a Fallout MMO or a traditional Fallout game with the co-op, both exciting ideas in their own right. But it's obviously neither, and which wasn't made clear. And nor was it obvious that each of those characters is a real person meant. We have removed human NPCs from the game entirely. Now the quote that comes from Todd: of course you can play it solo, but like many of you will have wanted to see what our style of game could be with a multiplayer.
Better. Hey, just sit there and look at me, stupid. I think his legs got crippled.
Alright, I'm here. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm up top. You want to say hi to my pet? I just tamed him.
Are you being...
Yeah.
Are you being
look.
serious?
Look, you'll see. He's right next to me when you come up here. Name of Jim. He looks like a Jim. You see him?
Oh, he's cute as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't know he could float like that, though.
Oh.
Huh. No, he's still there.
This one actually panned out because it's possible to play Fallout 76 solo, although doing it so rather punishing because of the lack of the save system that, traditional Fallout titles have. And many encounters seem balanced for teams. And while yes, players have wanted to see Fallout was like a multiplayer type again, that was mainly requested for a co-op within the exciting structure of the Fallout games. Another quote comes from Todd: it's more soft-core survival. Death never means the loss of the progression or your character. You'll be in a world with dozens of other players, not thousands.
So many of us talk about experiences in our games, but we've never experienced them together.
That was fun. Like, that was a good time. Oh, I probably should have added her as a friend. That's true. Hopefully
Wait,
it's...
I sent your friend request. So
wait a second.
It's still there.
Wait a second. You can hear me right now? Can you still hear me? Like right now?
John Dubrog Kuje. Who the fuck is talking right now? Shut the fuck up! Tell your mom to shut up! I'm trying to fucking play Fallout!
What kind of game doesn't have a push to talk? Bethesda games.
So Bethesda, how's that push to talk going? You know, the one that you said you were gonna put in at the end of beta. And now it's like 4 days after live, and it's still not.
Dozens of players ended up being exactly 2 dozens. 24 players, which means that the vast majority of the map is unpopulated by players at the given time. And the death penalties are so inconsequential that you actually die and just use it to essentially heal up and keep fighting, especially in PvP encounters. but abuse that too much and all your gear will break. It's a bizarre system from the start to finish. Other quotes that comes from him: when we think about games, we think about the worlds and the choices you can make, the stories you can create and tell yourself. We have game more than any game that we've ever done. Where the choices are yours, where you'll decide what happens. You'll decide the heroes, you'll decide the villains.
Is there a cow? It was there.
What? 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 I can't even kill myself right in the game.
Traditionally, Fallout choices have yielded big consequences in the world, but here in the hindsights, it's clear that Howard is talking about you choosing whether to attack or aid players, create heroes and villains in that regard. But the player has no real effect on the PvE story, no actual choices to make for the most part because of how threadbare that content is. And I don't think you can call as a multiplayer aspects choices either. As decided whether or not to kill that one dude talking over my workshop has no lasting impact on the games whatsoever. When a workshop and the bases and the players are whipped and reshuffled every time you log in, nothing matters. There's no permanence to anything, alleged choices included. Other quote that he has mentioned, and it's the last one I should probably mention: we're having a beta, the Break It Early Test application. Apparently these online games are hard, they can have some issues. I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs.
It's going to take time.
Oh, you respawn? That's cool, just respawn in my face, dude.
Hey, there's a split.
I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs.
Seem like I'm going, oh, never mind. I guess it depends. Oh my, are you serious right now? Dude, I'm running on ultra. Look, if I look down at the ground, I run faster. Wait, hold on. See, I'm running like this because I'm loading all this shit. Watch this. Look down at the ground, but gotta go fast, boys.
3, 2, 1, go. Wow! What the fuck? Dude, you just destroyed me, man.
That was a bad move.
I got you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's kind of you.
Oh,
Anna. Oh, bloody Nora. What's going on here? Oh no.
Joe, did you hear Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are using the same engine as this game? Oh god, no. Oh god, no.
I think it's what you were looking at.
Whoa, you're sliding around.
So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
What the heck?
Run! Run!
Woo! Oh.
This fucking UI! Oh my god!
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, good one. And then a few months later, they had a beta pretty much days before the launch, had time to change nothing, and now released a game full of bugs and server problems. It often be unplayable. I'm not doing this purely to dunk on Bethesda or beat dead horse further, but I do think it's important that we recognize the disconnect between that we can happen or be implemented at the stage shows like this. And that's just the reality of a release. The gap isn't usually this wide, and I think it's a lot of red flags where they're at the start. But looking at all of this in hindsight really is something, given the events of the past weeks and so. Anyway, well, tell me down in the comments, it really is a disappointment and still continues to be disappointment. Well, this is a live-based game as well, and I'm sure it's gonna get fixed a lot. And the other update that was like about 49 gigabytes of the update, as it seems like it's not actually on top of the 49, you pretty much re-download the full game again, but just have different codings in there. And it does definitely improve it, but nothing substantial or anything like that, just a little bit. And the performance does improve as well somewhat, but it still is a major disaster anyway. Anyway, well, tell me down in the comments, what do you think about this lying through his teeth? And I mean, he does it so flawlessly that, you know, you can't just say he was false advertising, because the way he twisted his words, it's just, you know, you can't just say he lied completely about that. Sure, there were some moments of that, and sure, there are some aspects that you can see that he completely lied, but some ways or another, if you try to think about it, he kind of just twisted his words, and he made people think that doing this sort of thing with the consequence, that there is going to be some kind of consequence. Obviously, with no story and what you do and what you want to do, kill a person or not to kill, there will be some kind of consequences, even though there isn't, if you think about it, because you don't lose anything except junk that nobody cares about. Anyway, I think I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and Fallout 76 is still a shit game, and I'm not afraid of saying it. I don't know how other people still manage to you know, continue playing this. Sure, I can see how it could be good as well, but if I would give it a shot and try to play it on my own regard, I'll wait for the sale, I'll wait for very major updates and more content, you know, releases for this game, then I will give it a shot. At this moment, and for many of you who have not given a shot at the day one, I applaud you. And that's the way of doing it in most of the games nowadays anyway. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and yes, hit that annotation bell at the corner. You know, never gets old, doesn't it? Anyway, have a good one. Have a good one.